Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tyler Explains It All, where I talk about movies, TV shows, I rank them, I react to them, I do reviews on them. In today's video, I will be ranking all 36 Barbie movies, and it'll be split up into 4 parts. First one is garbage movies. Second one is meh, like they're okay, they're not bad, they're not good, they're not great. Second one is good, which means they're not like great. And then the last one is good. Or great, I'm sorry. It's great. They're great movies. To an extent of the word great. So, without further ado, let's get started. At number... Oh, I have the wrong one. Hold on. Here we go. Number 36, we have Barbie Video Game Hero. This movie is absolute garbage. I would not recommend you watch it. Basically, Barbie is like this game coder and she designs video games, and then out of the blue, she gets trapped inside a video game that has a virus, and she has to save the video game from the virus. And that's the plot. Yeah, that's the plot. Terrible movie. Don't watch it. Horrible movie. Number 35 is Barbie and Princess Power. Now this one, the animation is awful. I don't like it. Barbie looks weird. The animation is weird. The villain sucks. Basically, Barbie is Corinne, who's a princess, and she gets kissed by a butterfly and becomes a superhero. And this movie is very annoying because literally everyone gets kissed by that butterfly and becomes a superhero. Literally. A frog, Barbie's cousin, a dog and a cat, the villain. Basically, everyone becomes a superhero, and it is annoying. Literally, as I was watching it, and the first person was turned into a superhero. I was like, God, if the animals get turned into a video game hero, this one is going to be on the bottom. And it happened. And that's why it's number 35. Okay. Number 34 is Barbies Spy Squad. Now, basically Barbie plays herself, Barbie, and her friends are at a gymnastic meet, and a spy recruiter sees that they are really good, and so they recruit them. And yeah, they have to save, there's this, I forget her name, but they have to save these diamonds because someone's going to break into the diamonds. And I just remember it was just not good. The guy who just does the gadgets was kind of annoying, very nerdy. Just overall not a good movie. Number 33 is Barbie and her sisters in a ponytail. Now, this movie is boring. Absolutely boring. Basically, Barbie and her sisters go to Switzerland to see like their aunt or their cousin. Yeah, so their aunt or grandma or something. I think they compete in a meet or something. I forget what it's for. But basically, Barbie spots these magic unicorns. There's this myth that there's these not unicorns, horses called like the Majestic or something. And befriends Barbie, and it's just a boring movie. The cousins are very annoying. The goat scene was pretty funny. I did enjoy that scene, but overall it's a boring movie. Chelsea's annoying because she's like, wants to ride these giant horses, and she gets settled with this little pony, but I'm like, you're like, what, 5, 6, 7? You're not going to be riding a giant horse your first time. So she was kind of annoying in that movie. Okay, number 32 is Barbie and her sisters in a puppy chase. Now, this movie is also annoying. Barbie is very annoying in this movie. Basically, Barbie and her sisters go to this tropical island because Chelsea has a dance competition. And yeah, they go on this adventure trying to get to the dance competition. Oh, they have to... I'm sorry. The puppies get kidnapped. Kind of kidnapped. They go in a van, and yeah, they just go inside a like minivan and get kidnapped. Yeah, and then they have to go rescue the puppies, and just an annoying movie. Okay. On to number 31, Barbie Starlight Adventure. Now this movie is the best animated Barbie movie, in my opinion. I think it is amazing, animation-wise. Story-wise, not so much. Basically, it takes place in outer space, and Barbie is living on a planet called Paradon. Oh, and she's just herself. And basically, like, there's this thing, the stars have stopped glowing or dancing or something, and there's this myth that someone will save the stars, or not myth, legend, or prophecy, that someone will save the stars to bring back their glow and make them dance again. And there's a king, and the king thinks that's gonna be him, that it's him, like it's his prophecy. So he recruits these people who are like skilled at different things, like a pilot, and like these twins. One who have the power over gravity. One makes like gravity, like pulls things down, and the other one gives anti-gravity. And then Barbie, who's like great at like hoverboarding or skateboarding or whatever you want to call it, and then someone else who's also good at that. And so basically they go on this adventure to save the stars. They train. Barbie gets. They have to kidnap this animal thing, and Barbie doesn't do it. He lets it go because the king doesn't give the reason why they need to do it. And when the king does give the reason, it's actually a really good reason. And then he lets Barbie go, and basically all that. I mean, if you want to watch it, you can. It's not a bad movie per se. It's just in this garbage thing because it's low on. It's just not one I'd watch again. Number 30 is Barbie and a Christmas Carol. Now, don't get mad at me, but the reason why this is low is because I'm not a big fan of the Christmas Carol story. I think they're all overdone. I'm just not a fan of it. So, basically, Barbie stars as Eden. I think that's her name. I could be wrong. But basically, she's this bratty, annoying opera singer who was, like, the worst person ever. And she doesn't let her workers who work for her at the opera house take the day off for Christmas. They have to work Christmas. And so, yeah, it's just the Christmas Carol story. So, yeah, there's that. I mean, I'd recommend it if you like the story. It's not a bad movie or adaptation of the story. Just for me it is, but in general it's not. So if you want to watch it, I recommend you can watch it. But I just don't prefer it. Number 29 is The Barbie Diaries, which is the most forgotten Barbie movie. You cannot buy it anywhere. Not a hard copy, not a digital copy, nowhere. The only place it's available is on YouTube with really, really bad quality. Even Mattel wants to forget this movie. That's how bad and boring it is. It's just awful. Basically, Barbie's in a band. She's in sophomore high school, and so it's the first day of school. And Barbie wants to be a reporter, but Raquel is just awful, as Raquel is, and blonde, apparently. She's blonde. Don't know why, but she's blonde. And so Barbie gets this charm bracelet with a diary, and so she just writes in the diary, and then she's doing a report on popular kids, and so she interviews Raquel's friends, stuff like that. It's just a boring movie. And she has a secret admirer. And she thinks the secret admirer is Raquel's boyfriend, who's like the hottest guy in school, most popular guy in school. But spoiler alert, it turns out it's her best friend Kyle, or I think his name's Kyle or Kevin. It starts with a K. So yeah, it's just a boring movie. I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, I loved it as a kid. I had the dolls and everything, but overall, it's just after watching it again, it was a boring movie. Just a boring movie. Okay, and last we have, at number 28, we have Barbie and a Mermaid Tale 2. Now, this movie is not that great. I mean, it has its good parts, but basically it's you pick up again with Maria. She's at a meet in Australia. Yeah, and she's trying to. There's this competitor. I think her name's Kylie Morgan or something like that. And I'm getting Morgan in my head as the last name. I could be wrong. But basically, that's her competitor. And then Kylie... Oh, and Eris has escaped in Oceania. Yeah. And then Not Merlia. What's her... Kylie turns into a mermaid because she finds out... She steals Merlia's necklace or something. Yeah, it's not a good movie. Oh, and in Oceania, there's these ambassadors from, like, different parts of the ocean coming together for, like, a meeting or something. And then Eris, like, does this thing. I mean, that scene was pretty cool. I liked that scene. Like, the slow motion part of that scene was hilarious. But overall, it's just not a good movie. I wouldn't recommend it. So that concludes this video. Yeah, overall, I wouldn't recommend these movies. I mean, if some of your favorite movies are on this list, then good for you. And anyway, this is my objective opinion. Like, I didn't grow up with these movies, so they're not as nostalgic for me. Say if you were 10 or 15 or something like that. I'm 22, so I grew up with the 2000 movies. And so those are higher up for me. Because of nostalgia reason. But yeah, that is my video for today. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. And if you like what I'm doing, then please subscribe. And if you want to follow me on Patreon, you can. For $1 a month, you can vote on my videos. Like, I will do a certain topic. You can vote on my videos, my reactions, what I watch. Yeah, I basically have a poll every month for reaction. I will react to a TV show, an animated TV show or animated movie, or just any TV show of your choosing. I will do the first season for that. And then if I like it, I will continue it. But yeah, feel free to support me on Patreon if you like what I'm doing. But anyway, I will have part 2 up in the next week or month or so, depending on my schedule. But yeah, that's my video for today.